You guys like JoJo?
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is a series of frequently referenced philosophical scriptures that started out with some British guy trying to kill his evil adopted brother that's also a vampire, and now the animated adaptation of said scripture is up to part 5 of the series, where the son of the British guy and his evil adopted brother that's also a vampire team up with a bunch of funky twinks with ghost Pokemon to try and beat the Italian mafioso to stop them from dealing drugs to children. Ultimately, it's a show about family values. In this installment, the main villain's ghost Pokemon is called King Crimson, who has the ability to erase time and leap past it. And that's dolphin fucking nonsense. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything about the character or the story. I'm just interested in the ability of King Crimson, because in all honesty, he is by far and away my second most favorite Poltergeist Digimon of the entire series. What is my favorite, you may ask? Snails. Okay, King Crimson. Here's the short version of how he works.
All we have to do is make them last the rest of our lives.
Thanks, SpongeBob. I think I'll eat it now. Oh!
And now for the less than short version. You see, the funny thing with King Crimson is that it's not that he's difficult to understand, it's that he's confusing. And bullshit! Now, let's look at the phrase, erase time and leap past it. Stuff and nonsense. A proper explanation of what he does is that he can predict everything that happens within a 10-second period of time, and then he selects segments of said time that he doesn't want to happen, and then erases them. But they still happen most of the time. Saying that he merely erases the time is too broad and worthless of a descriptor, in my opinion. A more accurate way of thinking of it is that he sneaks the time past the worldo. It's sneaky time. You see, this is what makes King Crimson more than just glorified Zawaldo. It's the psychological shock that you had done something that you didn't do, but at the same time simultaneously continuing to not do the thing that you never did, but still having, in all eventuality, still have indeed done it. But it didn't happen. And again, not spoiling anything about the story or anything, but being kind of weird and confusing ties into Zabosso's character, so it's kind of supposed to be like that. But trust me, if this shit is getting too weird for you, then you won't be ready for the thing, you're not ready to, the guy that gets the thing and then beats the other thing. If you've read the manga, you know what I'm talking about. The thing itself is way more complicated. Holy shit. Also, dinosaurs. Erasure of time is not the same as erasure of outcome. Most of the time, the events that happen with the time that it's erased still happen. It's just that they didn't happen. Let me show you a practical example. This video here is a quirky little case study. It starts out fabulously enough with a perfectly functional explanation of how it works and a few snide remarks on how the meme has become oversaturated, which... no comment. But then after he gives a perfectly satisfactory explanation of how King Crimson works, he then goes on to provide 2 examples, which at the time I'd thought that doesn't seem like it could work. That's not right, surely. Entirely contradicts his explanation that he had at the start. Firstly,
if you tried to hit the boss with something like a bullet, and King Crimson used his ability before the bullet hit him, and then finished his ability after the point of the bullet hitting him would have happened, the bullet would go from in front of him to having passed him without ever hitting him. And you know why? Because he can erase time. He erased the moment of the bullet hitting him, so it never happened.
Now, at first, I thought this was utterly preposterous and completely went against what had already been established that King Crimson was supposed to be able to do, erasing time without erasing the outcome, that kind of shit. See, what I thought to be a more accurate use of this example would be that the cheeky lad would fire the bullet, but King Crimson would then use his power to predict the bullet's path to dodge or block the bloody thing, and then he would erase the time when he dodges and blocks the thing, and then the cheeky lad would go, "Oh,
jeez, oh gosh, oh no, what happened? Oh, I usually like fisting, but this is ridiculous.
It turns out, however, that Mr. Toki's scenario of King Crimson erasing the entire fucking whole of reality to avoid getting shot actually cocking happens. When I found that, I nearly had a fucking conniption. It was bullshit. It turns out, however, where my theory, where he would erase the time of him dodging or blocking the bullet, also happened twice. And the fancy little tidbit that King Crimson can all of a sudden just spontaneously just fucking phase out of existence, become completely non-corporeal, completely negate the established fucking rules, is only ever brought up in one fucking panel and made me look like a fucking tit. Rocky, you dementia-riddled cunt! However, I will absolutely concede that Mr. Toki was indeed the more correct party in this scenario, for he had indeed read the manga at the time, and I had not. But ultimately, it doesn't matter because all of it is bullshit and inconsistent anyway. Part 5 is shit. Let's just skip to part 6. I want my fucking snails. So, in summary, 3 things you need to remember. Number 1, erasing time actually means sneaking events that happen within a segment of time around the world. Number 2, erasure of time is not actually erasure of outcome, except when it actually fucking is. And number 3, the bit where Bruce Cerati punches himself makes so fucking sense! Let's break it down. Event A, man is standing on one side of the room. Event B, man is walking to the other side of the room. Event C, man is now standing on the other side of the room. Now, if you erase the event of part B, that would mean that man A would be able to see man C on the adjacent side of the room, right? Simultaneously, right? No, he fucking shouldn't! He'd just teleport to the other side of the room, dazed and confused! The only way he'd be able to see himself is if you overlapped the video files of the timeline, and that's not how the ripple delay tool works! Also, no, I do not accept the theory that Bucciarati was just given the ability to be able to predict the future by King Crimson, because it apparently happened once in the story. First off, the one time that did happen, it was given to someone that's really obviously that... Of course he was given it, you fucking... No! Second, this is just speculation. It's just pure match patting. But whatever. It's fine. It's whatever. It's a minor, inconsequential plot hole anyway. The only real problem is that from a storytelling perspective, it kind of sets a bad precedent because it's the only time it happens, and it's in its fucking introduction. That might have been some of the possible reason why people find this Phantasm Tamagotchi to be a bit on the silly sauce. So if I have gotten anything wrong at any part of the video, please sure to attack punkfuck on Twitter. Wait, no, attack my Twitter! I got suspended ages ago, I haven't got my followers back. Please, go to my Twitter, at Aidenkind, and vehemently abuse me mentally and verbally and emotionally for skipping part 5 and going straight to 6. Oh, and also, please, be nice to Takiro Tomato. He's got some pretty good funny videos, it's just that in this one he comes off as a bit prickly, so, you know, be nice to him, please. So that's it, I've done it. I'm an anime YouTuber now. I am now 10 times fatter, have a terrible beard, possibly a pedophile, and now know nothing about animation production or art direction. This video was affiliated by NordVPN. NordVPN is an absolute chat of a service that boasts the world's largest library of audiobooks. But as a side gig, they're also a multi-award-winning VPN provider. A VPN is an incredibly important tool if you want to maintain an extra layer of security and if you want to overcome localization blockers and to ensure that your kidneys won't get stolen by a Russian organ harvester because you are torrenting off of verylegalwebsite.com. I'm not 100% sure I'm allowed to make that joke. But for as little as $3 a month, NordVPN will provide you with that service. If you go to nordvpn.com/KindAirWar, that's the one, or use coupon code KindAirWar. Again, that's NordVPN at nord.org, yes, nordvpn.org /Kindale. That's it. I got it. Yep. Doesn't matter. It's in the fucking description anyway. NordVPN. We have the best audiobook.